Hello and welcome to today's video of how not to freeze your gonads off. Anyway, as you can see, I am out again on the mountain bike. It's very fresh here in the peaks, like freezing. I don't think it's getting up to any higher than maybe 1 degree, but I'm aiming to try and get like 3 or 4 hours done today. You know, do it on the mountain bike, a bit off-roady, just to get away from any ice. And yeah, I mean, I am layered up. If you own or have one of these Attacus jerseys, jackets, things, you'll know how good it is. This was like a, I don't even know how many years ago they made it. It's quite a few years ago. It's like a deep winter sort of semi-waterproof kind of shell with a pretty spectacular interior of peacock feathers. So seems to be my go-to when the weather is very, very cold. So yeah, winter riding. I think I might make some I might do some like little tips of things I've learned in this video about riding outside in the winter. I mean, look at that. It's a proper whiteout up here. So this is probably going to dictate what I do today on my ride. It's supposed to be 4 hours. I think, like many of you know, for me safety is like paramount, and I cannot see much further than maybe 10 meters. So we do a small loop and then get on the turbo, I think. And you know, one of the tips, safety first. You don't need to ride outside if it's proper sketchy, all right? Except that maybe it's not the most brave idea, I guess. Next tip, be safe, be seen. I'm running a front light, a rear light, and admittedly I know this jacket isn't necessarily the brightest one. It's better than being in all black. The bib tights I'm wearing have got reflective bits on them. They've got a reflective logo on the back and reflective on the heels. And I've got a light attached to the back of the helmet as well. So yeah, just try and make sure you're seen and safe. I'm gonna cut this ride to like an hour and a half basically, just to get home, because this is pretty Baltic. People say winter in the UK is hard. I think this is kind of proof, right? Right, next one for you. You're gonna be out riding in these kind of wintry conditions. Do it on an off-road bike. Personally, I think the bigger tires are just like, gives you a bit more traction, a bit more grip, just keeps you safer for a bit longer. You know, there's so many opportunities where there could be some black ice on the road, and that leads on to the next point. Believe it or not, I'm on a main road at the moment in the Peak District, so I'm a big believer in otherwise sticking to the main roads or going proper off-road. The back roads tend to be the ones that don't tend to get gritted as much, so they could be just super sketchy. So if you stick to the main roads, they tend to be the ones that are gritted and safe. This road, as I say, even though it looks so quiet around me, is like a main road through the top of the peaks. It tends to stay really good, actually. Wear good kit. I'm currently wearing Attacus winter tights. It's an old thermal jersey they produced a few years ago, which just like got a quilted insulation in it, a jersey, a merino base layer, big gloves from Grip Grab. Not a sponsor or anything, I just think their stuff's really good. And then I've got some thermal waterproof socks on and some toe covers. There's not a lot on my feet, but it's enough really. My toes are a little bit cold. I'd probably prefer a little bit more, but it's okay, it'll do. Oh, whilst I'm climbing, I've got one more. Low light lenses or color changing tinting lenses are like a godsend when it's like this, because you can see I've got these Sungod lenses that sort of tint in the sun, and they probably look quite dark right now, but they go super light. I always use these kind of lenses for like bikepacking stuff and ultra races and things, because they just kind of keep you covered, keep the sand and dust and dirt out of your eyes at night, and protect your eyes in the daytime as well. So I've very intentionally taken a slight detour to show you something. This is the stuff that just ruins your rides. You see how, like, I don't know if you can really see how slidey it is. Like, that is what's going to cause you to crash. So now I've got to sort of juggle going backwards on it, back up to the main road. But yeah, black ice stuff, if you see it, just turn around. Like, here you go. If you see it, just turn around. It's just not worth the risk. Look at that. It's just slip and slide. Pretty sketch that. So yeah, as you can tell from my ride, I am going to be riding back home. I've been out for about an hour and I've got 4 hours to do today, and as epic as it looks, as it does look pretty epic, it is just too dangerous to risk it. Look at that, I've actually got frost on my fingertips. That's pretty gnarly, right? Here's a common one I've heard from a lot of people actually. People often struggle to like drink when it's really cold. One of the things I was told is do like hot Ribena or like tea or something in your water bottle. Put a little bit of salt in it as well so that you can absorb it better. But you can get those thermal water bottles which are just like perfect for it, and they keep it warmer a little bit longer, which ultimately is what we all need, right? But yeah, it is Baltic. There's a new day and I'm back out. I'm just going to continue the video I did yesterday with this one as well. But yeah, apparently this trail is closed. Shit. I'm trying to get like 5 hours of riding done today, and the conditions here are really not good. Got worse overnight. Thawing and freezing. So I've driven down to Tissington to get on the trail, just go up and down it. Did 2.5 hours this morning, but yeah, apparently it's closed. So I'm not sure how much luck I'm gonna have really. But it is quite fun riding on snow. Bollocks. That's rather annoying. So yeah, I've been trying to get this like 5 hours done on roads that aren't sketchy, and my theory was today to go and do it on a gravel trail which is snowy but actually there's loads of grip. And I've ridden for 2 kilometers and now I can't go any further. Fuck. Well, I might as well shove that at the end of the video. As you can tell, sometimes things don't go to plan. The aim was to get 5 hours on today. It looks like I'm going home and gonna do another stint on the turbo by the looks of it. So yeah, not much more to say about that. Have a good rest of your day. Thanks for watching the video where things don't go to plan. Bollocks.